Hello, my name is Kiani Altenwalder, and today I'll be discussing the QL and rectus abdominis. The QL originates at the iliac crest and iliolumbar ligament and attaches to the 12th rib and the transverse process of the first and fourth lumbar vertebrae. The rectus abdominis originates from the pubic symphysis and pubic crest and attaches to the xiphoid process and the costal cartilages of ribs 5 through 7. The structure of the QL is a large and flat muscle that is quadrangular shaped. Its main functions consist of lateral flexion of the trunk, extension of the lumbar spine, stabilization of the pelvis, elevation of the hips, assistance in inhalation and exhalation, as well as maintaining an upright posture. The structure of the rectus abdominis is a long and flat muscle that runs vertically. It is segmented by tendinous intersections. Tendinous intersections are what create that six-pack appearance. The function of the rectus abdominis is flexion of the trunk. It stabilizes the spine and pelvis, and it assists with maintaining upright posture as well as exhalation. To activate or strengthen the QL, you can perform exercises such as a side plank, a Superman, or the bird dog exercise. These exercises all target the QL due to the stabilization it requires to hold these positions. And if you want to strengthen the muscle further, you can add resistance to it using weights. When it comes to elongating or stretching the QL, the standing QL stretch and the supine QL stretch both stretch out the QL. This can help improve flexibility and improve the muscular tension in the lower back. To activate or strengthen the rectus abdominis, exercises such as sit-ups, crunches, V-ups, or leg raises are all examples of exercises that target and strengthen the rectus abdominis. This is due to the trunk flexion that occurs in these exercises. Exercises that strengthen the superior fibers consist of crunches, and exercises that strengthen the inferior fibers consist of reverse crunches. You can add even more resistance to these exercises by using weights. When it comes to elongating or stretching the rectus abdominis, exercises such as the cat-cow stretch are able to stretch the whole rectus abdominis by arching the back. An interesting fact about the QL is that in elite Australian Football League players, the quadratus lumborum was significantly bigger on the contralateral side of the kicking leg. An interesting fact about the rectus abdominis is that selective activation of the rectus abdominis muscle is possible because the muscle has different portions or segments that can be inverted by different nerves as well as by a common nerve branch. To perform a side plank, the subject must lie on their side with their legs fully extended and their feet stacked on top of one another. Then they must position their elbow directly under their shoulder and have the forearm against the floor. The subject then lifts their hips off the ground and maintains the position. There should be a straight line from the head of the body to the heels of the foot. When performing a side plank, the QL is targeted and activated by being forced to stabilize the body. Holding the trunk upright, preventing the hips from dropping, and holding the position for a certain amount of time all activate the QL. To perform a Superman, the subject must lie on their stomach with arms and legs fully extended on the floor. Palms and toes are facing towards the ground. Then the subject will then simultaneously lift the legs and arms off the floor and hold the Superman position as shown. When performing the Superman, the QL is activated when the subject lifts their limbs off the ground and holds the position for a certain amount of time. To perform the bird dog, the subject must lie on their hands and knees in a quadruped position. Hands should be directly under the shoulders and knees should be directly under the hips. Then extend your right leg and left arm simultaneously and hold the position. Return to the starting tabletop position and switch to the alternating leg and arm. When performing the bird dog, the QL is activated by being forced to stabilize the body as the arm and leg simultaneously go up in a contralateral manner. To perform the standing QL stretch, begin by standing straight with your feet about hip width apart. Then cross over one leg over the other. Then extend your arms overhead using shoulder flexion, and reach toward the wall in the direction that is opposite of the crossed leg. Then lean your body slightly using lateral flexion to the direction of the crossed leg. You should feel a stretch along the side torso while it is targeting the QL muscle on the opposite side of the crossed leg through lateral flexion and stabilization of the body. To perform the supine QL stretch, begin by laying on your back with your arms at your side and legs fully extended. You are going to flex your knee to a 90-degree angle. Then you are going to internally rotate the leg with the flexed knee to the opposite side until it touches the ground, using the opposite hand to hold it in place. The stretch should be held for about 20 to 30 seconds. This targets the QL as you should feel a stretch in the QL of the crossed leg. To perform a crunch, begin by laying on your back with your knees bent and feet flat on the ground, about hip width apart. Hands should be either crossed or over the chest, supporting the head. Then engage the core through bracing as you lift your upper body towards your pelvis while leaving the lower back on the ground and contracting your abdominals simultaneously. Lower your upper body to the ground and repeat the movement. This targets the rectus abdominis due to the trunk flexion and contraction needed to perform the exercise. To perform the cat-cow stretch, begin by being in a quadruped position. Hands should be directly under the shoulders and knees should be under the hips as well as hip width apart. Begin to arch your back and towards the ground as you inhale, creating a concave shape. Then as you exhale, begin to round the back, creating a convex shape as you tuck your chin and contract the abdominis. Repeat this movement for about 15 to 20 seconds. This stretches the rectus abdominal muscles due to the contraction and elongation of the muscles. Thank you for listening to my presentation. I hope you have a good one.